Supply and demand are the two fundamental forces that make our economic world turn. They are the simple, yet powerful engine running silently beneath almost every transaction you make. Think of it as an invisible dance happening all around you, from the price of your morning coffee to the salary you earn at your job. People who want to buy things are on one side of the dance floor. These people create demand. On the other side are the people who make and sell those things. They create the supply. The price you ultimately pay is the point where these two partners meet, agreeing on a value without ever having a formal conversation. Understanding this concept is not just for economists. It is a practical tool for making sense of your own financial life and the headlines you read every day. Demand is a measure of desire backed by the ability to pay, how much people will buy at different prices. To visualize how supply and demand work together, economists use a simple but powerful graph. Imagine a chart with price on the vertical axis and quantity on the horizontal axis. Draw a line that slopes downward from left to right, the demand curve. Label it demand curve. It shows, as price goes down, people buy more. High price, you buy 1 scoop of ice cream. Price drops, you buy 2 or 3 scoops. Now add the other partner, an upward sloping supply curve. Label it supply curve. It shows, higher prices make suppliers produce and sell more. Higher prices make production effort worthwhile, increasing quantity supplied. Demand slopes down, supply slopes up. The most important spot is where the two lines cross. The equilibrium. It's the sweet spot where buyer's quantity equals seller's quantity. The market price that clears the market. When demand shifts right, price and quantity rise. When supply shifts right, price falls. The principles of supply and demand affect your wallet every day. Consider the housing market. In a booming city with many high-paying jobs, demand surges for a limited number of homes. Building new homes is slow and expensive, so supply can't keep up. Demand shifts right. Prices skyrocket. Bidding wars and rising rents. Gasoline prices are another classic example. Supply can be hit by geopolitical conflicts, decisions by major oil cartels, or natural disasters shutting refineries. When supply falls, but drivers still need to commute, prices at the pump climb. The same happens with hot new gadgets, smartphones and consoles. Extreme demand meets very limited supply, a shortage forms, and products sell out instantly. Resellers list at premiums. Eager buyers pay more. Over time, supply increases and prices drift back toward retail. Many want but few available. Price high. Few want and many available. Price low. Understanding this logic helps you anticipate trends. Sometimes a price change causes a huge shift in buying, other times it barely matters. That's elasticity. Elastic demand responds a lot to price. Inelastic demand responds little. If a cereal price rises $1, many switch brands. Elastic demand with many substitutes. If table salt doubles from $1 to $2, most households still buy roughly the same amount, an inelastic essential. For elastic products, small price hikes can drive away many customers and cut revenue. Firms also differentiate. Unique features can reduce substitutability. With inelastic necessities like critical medications, firms can raise prices without losing many buyers. In the short run, demand can be inelastic. People still have to drive tomorrow. Over years, people adapt. Buy efficient cars, use public transit, move closer to work, even switch to EVs. In the long run, gasoline demand becomes more elastic as behavior changes. From a local coffee shop to a multinational, understanding supply and demand drives survival and profitability. Leaders forecast demand, analyze trends, survey consumers, and watch competitors to plan production. Strong demand forecasts lead to more output, more hiring and expansion. Make too much and you get costly surpluses. Make too little and you leave money on the table. Firms tailor prices, limit luxury supply to keep prices high, or use loss leader discounts on milk or bread to draw shoppers. With inelastic demand, firms may raise prices. With elastic demand, they cut costs and compete on price. Governments track essential markets, food, energy, healthcare, to protect public welfare. If necessity prices soar from low supply or inelastic demand, they may impose price controls or subsidies. With a surplus of labor, governments spur jobs, central banks adjust money supply and interest rates to balance inflation and employment. A shortage happens when, at the current price, quantity demanded exceeds quantity supplied, too many buyers chasing too few goods. Prices rise, signaling consumers to buy less and producers to supply more. Narrowing the gap, the market settles at a new higher equilibrium price. A surplus is too much supply and not enough buyers. Downward price pressure triggers sales. Buyers purchase more. Producers cut future output. The surplus shrinks until the market finds a lower equilibrium price. Self-correction in action. Major external events, like wars and pandemics, shift supply or demand dramatically. Conflicts can destroy capacity and block routes, shifting supply left and raising prices worldwide. COVID-19 strained supply chains while flipping demand. Travel and dining collapsed as home goods and streaming surged. Technology, from assembly lines to AI, boosts efficiency, shifting supply right and easing prices over time. Broad inflation often occurs when demand outpaces supply. Deflation when demand collapses or supply races ahead. Prices do not appear by magic. They emerge from the constant balance between what people want and what is available. Knowledge that helps you make smarter choices as a consumer, employee, and citizen.